And we're live.
Hey.
Hello.
Yo.
How's everyone doing?
Tired.
Yeah.
What about special guest? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Sorry, I was waiting to
Let's just be honest.
You're on the
Yeah.
screen. So
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
it's no secret.
it's no
Okay.
secret.
I'm
No.
doing pretty good. I am resetting my sleep schedule as well, so I've been having some sleepy days. But
Who does that
today was the
voice belong
first.
to? For
Oh,
people?
it's from way back in the beginning times. It's Nathan. Although I was here a couple months ago.
This is way back from like the 500th episode.
Right, but kind of before the world changed. So it
From the
seems like a
before
different
times.
time. Yeah.
True.
Oh, and I was there for the time spinner.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
If you're a TDP Plus subscriber, Nathan's on the Time Spinner episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully not ruining it with not having played it. But anyway. But yeah, I'm doing okay.
Right
This
on.
is April 16th, 2020. And the name of the show is The Top
Oh,
Down
damn.
Perspective.
Holy
Damn,
shit.
nice shit.
Hasn't lost it. Hasn't lost it.
Although he introduced us like 2 minutes in, which like it's
Oh,
breakneck.
we got to do the. Well, I was
Like the
trying to ask
preamble.
about John's gardening injury.
Yeah, John. What's
How did it
what-
happen?
Yeah. So today I was helping Reese set up some new pots for gardening. So as we were cutting up rabbit wire, I guess, for the base of it, it snapped back and slammed on my hand. So right now at home, I've got 3 different bandages on my left hand. Thankfully, it's my non-dominant, but it's a lot of bandages.
Nice.
Nothing too major, thankfully. Just a
Battle
lot of
scars.
annoying cuts in really bad spots. In fact, the bandage on the bottom has actually been sliding up slowly, so I can see the cut peeking out. So I did a great job. But other than that, doing all right.
Okay.
Well, they do look like band-aids, so ideally it's not like a huge cut, right? Otherwise they'd be like super wrapped.
Yeah,
So that's
just
good.
all very annoying flesh wounds,
Yeah.
especially when you're messing around with dirt.
Yeah.
John, you want to talk about your event coming up this weekend? Why you're resetting your schedule, your sleep schedule?
So this weekend is the Runaway Guys Coliseum Direct. So this is our third charity marathon we're doing as a group. And this time we're doing it online because we can't travel right now. So,
Mhm.
Yep.
so we're doing an online version of that. We're going to see how well it goes and hope for the best, honestly. So that starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Time. So 3 p.m. Eastern.
Tomorrow being Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it runs till Monday, Monday morning, 3 a.m. Eastern. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'd go for 12 hours each day.
Are you starting it or in the middle?
Yep, I started. I got segments on each day.
Okay.
Just trying to think of what exactly.
So you're not doing 12 hours straight.
No, God, no. Thankfully,
Nice.
I think I'm on for like maybe 3 to 4 hours each day, something like that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be doing a lion's share of the work, but there's like 20 of us involved. So
Nice. Right on. And that's just on your Twitch channel, or
Yep, it'll be on
okay.
twitch.tv/protonandjohn. And we've got it set up so that we won't have to go down to swap feeds, so it'll just be a constant feed on. So
How does that
it's just
work?
when we're using someone else. One of my mods set up a server, so we're just gonna be swapping back and forth during that. It's honestly a pretty good setup, all things considered. So it's gonna work real good. It's just whether or not everyone's entertained, which is gonna be the real telling point. But we'll see how it goes. We do not expect to break our records we've done from previous years, since this is kind of a completely different time and situation.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you can tune in and you'll have something to hopefully entertain yourself.
Right on. Well, good luck with that. Paul, what you been up to last week?
They added a new episode to Tiger King. So I watched that. It was
Okay.
It's a waste of time. It's like
Is that episode specifically worth watching though? Isn't it kind of
No.
like chatting about the show?
it's literally just like a talk soup episode, down to the point where they have Joe McHale talking to the people that were part of the documentary. and then just asking
Like
them
the
stupid
crew?
questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we
it's
got
kind
to
of
that one.
worthless.
It was just like, oh, this isn't a real episode.
It's not a
It was
real
just kinda-
episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was the big part of my week besides what we're going to be talking about for most of this podcast, I'm sure. Video game wise, but that's all for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just get into it. Although we already kind of he said the name of the
It's
show.
too late.
I
Yeah, he
know.
ruined it.
Yeah, so
Nathan
it's
ruined
like-
everything. The
So
show's
I-
already in. We now got to talk
Rusty.
about like news. We got to skip
Well,
what we played.
Do I just say like randomly like I'm Sean Booker?
I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm John Wheeler.
I'm Paul Fleck. Let's do it.
Yay. Sorry.
Again, yeah, that is Nathan Rohr, and let's start with Nathan. Why we brought you on the show, anime correspondent. Nathan, what have you been playing?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess the big unifying project is the Final Fantasy VII remake
Right,
just came out.
it's been a while since like we were all playing a game. You know, even without Nathan being here, because it's definitely just been a while since Nathan's been on the show. But
Yeah.
any one of us, all three doing, all four playing the game. I can't remember the last time that happened.
It's pretty rare, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how far is everyone in the game right now?
I'm at the end.
Okay. I kind of want to know where that is, but I also don't. So
Chapter 14 out of 18, of which I heard.
okay.
Basically, I'm at the part where they're like, you should do other stuff, because when you do this thing, you're not going to be able to. Like the game
Like
fully.
leaving the city or something.
I'm about
'Cause
to
I
attack
guess-
Shinra, basically. So,
Okay. Oh, okay.
There's only 18 chapters,
yes.
so like I'm over. Do they get longer, or am I actually over halfway?
No, they're quite long. They're quite
Because
long.
yeah,
One of them
I
took me
think
like
one of
3
my
hours.
Gripes.
because I guess this is like part one of the project.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know how they're gonna split it, but
Yeah.
I've heard for the actual Final Fantasy VII, this accounts to about 5 hours of the game.
oh, weird.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
well, it's just Midgar.
Yeah, which
So-
is roughly 5 hours of the first
Yeah.
disc. Yeah.
I just found the Moogle Shop Kid, which
Yeah.
is I don't remember what chapter that is, but it's
I'm
about
in
11.
chapter 8, which is
You're in
where
chapter
you
9, I
meet-
think.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
eight is
think
where you
I'm in
meet
chapter
Aerith.
8. Yeah, I'm in chapter 8. Towards the end of it, though.
Okay.
Like the
I
end of
literally
that
just
chapter is
started.
pretty clear. But we're doing side quests and poking around the bit of town that we get there.
Yeah, it sounds like Nathan and I are in the exact same spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just barely behind you.
Yep.
Looking for Moogle medals, I guess. I got that nail bat, and I'm really happy
I know
about it.
that's real good. Yep.
Because like that would
Nail
be
bat.
introduced later in the original game, and it's
Mhm.
only useful for like a fraction of the time.
Mhm.
But I always thought it was the funniest weapon, so I'm pretty happy to
I have no idea what you're
be
talking about.
upgrading that. Oh, it's a baseball bat with rusty
Nails
nails
in
in it.
Right.
Yeah, it's it'll be part of your side quest in that. I think you'll
Okay.
encounter that.
Is it a weapon for Cloud?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Because I've been like, man, I haven't gotten Cloud a new weapon in forever.
Yeah.
no,
it feels that
there's
way
one
the whole
imminent.
game.
And every time I go to a weapon shop, it's like, oh, you only have like wristbands? Stop calling yourself a weapon shop.
Yep. Yep.
Like I finally
You
bought
never,
the
you never
earring.
fought with the bulletproof vest?
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Oh, I still love tinkering with the materia and upgrading them and stuff. It's
Yeah.
it's just fun. And yeah, we're trying to kind of squeeze as much juice out of this as we can. So we're just playing it for a bit every night.
Yeah.
Seeing how much entertainment we can get out of that. Because yeah, I'm expecting it to end a little unsatisfactorily. It's also been long enough that like the original story is fuzzy. So I'm just like, did this happen? Or is this way
I'm
more?
Same way.
I am definitely in the same boat. I'm assuming out of the four of us that I've played the least Final Fantasy VII here. I never finished disc 1.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah.
oh,
probably.
then yes.
I did get out of Midgar and I got to the open world, but I never finished disc 1.
Okay.
I also played that game like 14 years ago. That was
Okay.
Yeah, no,
that was
it's been a while.
the last
Like-
time I played that game.
I tinkered with it on the PlayStation Classic for like an hour, and then just was like, "Yeah, this is old. I can't play this." But I enjoyed looking at it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've gone through the whole thing, so yeah.
Part of me almost wants to kind of put up like a let's play just in the background, just to be like, okay, wait, is this new? or did this happen? I just forgot, because there's definitely parts where I'm like, oh wait, no, I do remember this. Like I have flashes, but other parts I'm like, okay, there's no way there was this whole Sephiroth flashback thing in the alley.
That early,
Like
no,
maybe
it
the
wasn't.
screen
that is not,
pulsated a little bit or something, and it's like, oh, Cloud has a headache. But then the elaborate nature of those, So with the first reactor, did Shinra do that in the original game? Like they blew it up themselves?
I don't
essentially.
remember that.
They never show the cutscene, but I think they actually take credit for it.
Okay,
Oh,
like they're basically like they're blaming Avalanche for this thing, but they're actually sort of complicit and all that political.
I believe that is actually the
maneuvering.
case. Yeah.
Okay. Also, what's everybody's high score in darts? Like
7.
7?
I think I got 7 as well.
Good job,
only,
guys.
7 or 8. I'm on the top of the leaderboard, whichever number you
I am-
need for that.
I am.
Okay.
Well, I think you need 8.
I think I have 8.
I think
Okay.
it's 8 because I got 9.
I got it first try, and then I'm like, and I'm done.
Yeah, what's crazy is
Okay.
I definitely did not get it first try. What's crazy is though, I noticed
Thanks, Yakuza.
I got like 13 or 12 or something, and it got me kind of near the bottom of the leaderboard. And I noticed when you're tied down there, they put you ahead. So I was like, okay, I'll do it again.
Okay.
And I got 9, which 9 is what Wedge has. And I was like, oh, okay, well, rule of ties, I win. No, they give you second place in that case. What the hell?
yeah.
What is that bullshit? So I had to go ahead and get 7.
I love that Wedge's voice is Badger from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's just like smiling on my face every time he's talking. But
Yeah.
Oh, that's why his voice sounded so familiar. I'm like,
Yeah.
I heard him before. Where the fuck have I
it's
heard
just
it?
perfect casting. But yeah, I have like 10 darts. I gotta go back if I
You got
ever
to
get to
get
go
that
back.
trophy.
Yeah.
You only need
How
like
could you
5
even left?
bullseye and then 1 like small one.
I kept going for 60s
Yeah,
and like
60s.
failing.
What do you mean bullseye? You never played darts?
Yeah,
Dude,
I went for
apparently-
bullseyes. I went for bullseyes.
Yeah.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
Apparently,
And
it's
I
a
have a
good
better
strategy.
score than you. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Who goes for bullseyes? It's all about that triple 20.
No.
It's also easier to hit. There's more of it. It's a bigger target.
I'll have to
I don't
go
know,
back.
man, because like I swear I threw some darts that should have been the 25 outer ring, and it still gave me the 50. So I just kind of rolled with it.
Okay,
Weird.
well, anyway,
I'm trying to
What do
remember
you
what like
guys think-
difficulty setup I chose. Like when I played the demo, I set it to classic. I think on this, I just have whatever default, like normal.
Normal. Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
wanna
what were you
ask,
gonna ask?
And this
Yeah.
might be this is also kind of like was it in the first game and stuff? They definitely didn't focus on like Jesse, Wedge, and
Biggs.
Bigs.
at all, right?
Not as much.
Not-
they were
not to
part of
this
that
extent,
first
no.
mission.
I don't
Yeah.
remember them like at all, besides like, oh, there was like a dude with a bandana in that first area, but like he rarely talked.
Right. You don't go to like their mom's place and eat pizza. Like,
Right.
There's
No.
way more.
Or
detail.
steal their ID or like weird stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do
There's-
like.
I don't remember there being another part of Avalanche. I thought it was really just the 5 of them.
Oh, that other cell or whatever that you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, yeah.
that's true. Yeah, I do like the writing for all 3 of those. I think Jesse's a lot of fun.
Jesse is so thirsty for Cloud. It's
So
like
thirsty.
She
ridiculous.
is. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I like Cloud's writing. He just seems like a whiny baby.
He's
Well, he's
always
like
been a whiny
that's
baby.
literally his
deadpan
writing.
comedy.
So-
Like
See, this is the thing. Like, I hate Cloud's voice acting because it's actually the most accurate out of all the voices.
Yeah.
like it's like that's
Like,
the original character's tone.
Maybe you just don't remember. Cloud sucks until the end of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
He's the worst.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I actually really liked how Aerith riffs off him though. Like
Yeah,
she's
Aerith
just
is good.
getting jokes
She's
in
really
on
fun.
him all over the place.
Aerith,
It's like
yeah.
this is okay.
Yeah.
But
I think this is one of my favorite things, how everyone comments about how unnecessarily large your sword is. Like it is not just out of place in like the real world, it is out of place in that game. And it's specifically like when you're walking around the slums for the first time, everyone's like, "Whoa, look how big his sword is." Like it's not
Yeah.
definitely not normal. And he even like bumps into a door frame.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I love that
I
scene.
love that
It's just
scene.
like, oh, damn it.
It's really
this
good.
is unusual. Yeah, he jams his own sword. Can't do anything with it. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So I do like that. I think a lot of the performances though are a little like stilted. I think that's my one complaint about the game is
Like
think
Barrett's over the top though in the best way. I'm just smiling. It's such
Yeah, I
dumb
love
speeches
Barrett.
and stuff he's giving. Yeah.
He's just nothing
also
but
just that
emotion.
Barrett's voice is either absolutely perfect or absolutely terrible. Like it bounces between the two. There's no middle ground.
I love that this like crew of people with like gun arms and giant swords leaving the scene of a power plant isn't drawing any like immediate attention. It's just like, yep, just hanging out in the crowd, just trying to commute back.
I think that was literally a Penny Arcade comic like yesterday. It's just like, we got to find these terrorists. I don't know where they are. And then this huge dude, guy with a massive sword, they could be anywhere.
And Wedge has like a big gun on his back. It's just like, okay, this is great. I love that no one's calling this out.
Yeah, I also thought the same thing when you go to like Jesse's mom and they're just having pizza and it's like, you have no questions why these three people are in armor right now. Like, this is normal. I think the music is fantastic.
The music is the best part of this game.
It's very good,
hands down.
Holy smokes! Like at least 3 separate times, I have thought to myself, "Wow, this song right now rocks." Like one that sticks out to me, the crab robot. It's just like the original like battle theme.
Oh yeah,
obviously like remixed and orchestrated up, but like there's like 3 sections to that fight, or where they keep doing like a quick cutscene in between, and then it goes to this like quiet breakdown, and then kicks into the music again. Oh, it's so good. The music is so good.
It's very, very good.
I like collecting the songs and the jukeboxes and stuff.
It's the most important part of the game, easily.
Yeah. And yeah, no, I'm generally happy with it. I guess I'm worried how it's gonna end. Like, I don't know what the timeline is for the future of this.
That too. Oh my god, that. Like, when are we even going to see part 2 of this?
Yeah.
Not on this generation of consoles.
No. My gripe so far is just there's so much padding. It just feels like
I like
really.
Oh, really?
Honestly.
Really? Because I just finished the lamp area, and that was just plotting. I hated that.
Oh, I kind of like that dungeon, but just because it's like, oh, I got to get that materia. I can see it. I need to figure out how to get there, and I just enjoyed that.
I got stupid lucky on that materia. I think I actually hit the button when it was said 0.
Oh.
Okay, I totally just skipped it because I was like, I don't care enough. This is so early game. I doubt that materia is useful. What did I miss?
Chocobo and Mog summon materia.
I missed summon materia. Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah. It was a
the other one. The other one you missed actually is kind of bad to miss.
Was it MP up?
No, it's elemental materia. It literally gives you a weapon.
Yeah, the linking one.
I did get that one. I don't have a weapon for Cloud that link. Like, I'm using the Iron Sword. So
I gave it to Tifa. So Tifa's
I keep giving it to other people, and I'm sure they're having a blast with it. Actually, that's one thing that's kind of annoying is you can't. So the battle system, it's fun. It's definitely unique, isn't it? Actually, it's Kingdom Hearts. I'm told, right?
Ish.
Kingdom Hearts.
It's pretty damn close.
Okay.
I wish you could, and I guess I get this from like the Tales of games, kind of set up like a strategy for your teammates of how like aggressive they'll be, or how passive or defensive and stuff like that.
I wish you could just tell them who to attack instead of when you have to give them using a ATB gauge.
Well, I wish you could tell them to like attack more often, because I like that each of the weapons you can like learn a skill. That's actually exactly how they did it in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but in Tokyo Mirage Sessions it's better because every sword or weapon gets you like 8 different skills. And you can like really mix and match, which is cool. But like some of the times I'm like, hey, Aerith, I want you to learn this like healing circle thing. Please just hold down the square button. And she just won't. She'll just kind of watch me fight. And it's like, okay, I guess I have to take over Aerith and do it myself.
Yeah.
I wish there was a strategy thing of like, hey, I want you to be aggressive like all the time.
You have to do that yourself. And I didn't realize that when Barrett got his first weapon, I was like, okay, cool, I'll switch over to it. And I was like, wait, where's his good attack move? Like,
and I was like, he's at 0%. I'm like, you've never used this attack? What are you doing?
I guess I'm in the minority. I switch between all of them consistently. I'm not on the same character for more than
I've started having to do that, realizing that I need to. And like, I think that made the air burner fight, or whatever that thing was called, more interesting. Like, I really like that fight.
Sure. Yeah.
But
another good song for that one too.
Yeah, that song was excellent.
Yep.
But I'm just trying to think here now. It's just like weird how they stretch it out where with the key cards, for example, like there's just a lot of like so much padding.
Yeah.
See, I never felt that it was feeling padded. I've actually been really enjoying the pacing. It's been totally like chill with me. Like I'm looking at my clock and it's like 11 hours, and I'm like, wow, this does not feel like 11 hours. The one thing I actually don't, I shouldn't say I don't like it, because I still like it. It's just like my least favorite part is the side quests. Those
have not been interesting. I'll give you that.
They haven't been very interesting. I'm enjoying doing them, and at least they're unique content.
I think
that's great.
most of them are tied to the original game, because some of them are really similar, like the cat one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that actually is straight out of 7.
Okay.
It kind of sucks too, because if you don't like those, they unlock some really good shit. So like,
I'm doing them. You get good stuff for them. I just find it way less interesting than when I'm going through the story. Because like I said, I'm really actually enjoying the pacing of the main quest.
See, I don't mind the side quests because I know there's not part 2 right now.
Yeah,
I'm not in a rush
that's what
to finish
I'm trying to like really drag my heels a bit through it.
Yeah.
So any
because
excuse
when this
to
is
fight more
done,
stuff,
I'm not gonna go back to it probably.
or get intel for Chadley, who is, I just love that kid. I don't know.
Chadley is a terrible name.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
hate
bad.
it. I hate
so
it.
funny.
Robot.
Why are you here? Okay, hey Chadley. Like, it's fun.
I do hear there's some cool end game stuff though that it does unlock.
Oh,
there is more after the story.
Like grind up a bit for part 2.
Well,
I
like
guess?
a
I don't know.
new game plus or something, probably.
No,
guessing
it
it
wasn't that. It
unlocks
was like
nothing.
it was like more stuff to do, kind of.
Okay.
Cool.
I didn't look into it too much. I didn't want anything spoiled for me. But
Yeah, sure.
I guess prior to this, what was the last Final Fantasy each of us jumped in on? Like, has it been a while?
15.
I played 14 last month.
Okay. Like, I've heard good things about the near content in that, I guess.
Yeah.
Mostly that there's near content.
But yeah,
So-
I've heard that's good if you like Nier.
Yeah. But I think I played the 15 demo for me. That's like the last time I really took a glance at the series. But
I haven't played a Final Fantasy in quite a while, but I play about one RPG a year. Like I played through, 60 hours of Tokyo Mirage sessions back in January.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Oh, and I tried going back to 10-2, but I ended up with it on the Vita. I thought it was cross-buy. And then I was really bummed out. I was like, I don't want to play all of this on the Vita. I thought I could. Then just stopped. So, yeah.
But yeah, good game. I'm having a great time.
Yeah. Absolutely loving it for sure.
I'll see how I feel by the end. More liking it than not, but I've had some weird.
I mean, I do have technical issues with it. The textures look fucking terrible in some spots and look really good in some others.
I can't read the fucking font half the time.
Some of the fonts are
Really?
bad.
I haven't had any issue with the font.
I won't even realize that I'm almost close to dying until the screen starts flashing. Because I just cannot read that HUD. When we were doing the motorcycle minigame, I didn't even realize I had a projectile. My wife had to point it out.
Huh, weird.
Oh, that took me a while to figure out. I was like holding L1 and nothing was happening. I was like,
I did the same thing.
Oh, wait. Triangle actually throws the... Okay.
It did take me a while to figure out how to attack during the motorcycle one, but I haven't had any issue.
That there was a motorcycle bit earlier than there was. Like, that's,
Right, because that should be the ending of this, right?
That happens late.
Yeah.
Like, they're them escaping the
Escaping
Shinra building,
Shinra.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas just like...
I can tell you, as like an 11-year-old boy, that scene rocked.
Yeah,
PS1.
Scene was cool as a kid.
Yeah, I
totally.
was super into that. So I am looking forward to it again. I think the camera's bad.
The camera's
during
pretty
fights.
bad. Yep.
I hate if you're not facing the enemy and you choose the attack button, like your character will just attack whatever way you're facing.
Yeah.
But if you are facing an enemy, they'll kind of lock on a bit, and then of course there is the actual lock on.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll have like the camera at the enemy, but my character just happens to be like 180 degrees from them, and I'm like, all right, attack, and then they like shoot a fireball like towards the camera or whatever, and it's like, are you kidding?
I
During
hate
the
being
crab
hit
fight,
out of attacks.
the one where it has when they add multiple parts to an enemy, like it's so annoying with the lock on to be like, am I locked onto this one? Because sometimes the text just does not show up. It's just like that looks like it's the right spot. No, I'm targeting the wrong spot.
And like moving the camera is the same as changing lock-on targets. So sometimes I'm just trying to like reorient how I'm looking at something, and it's like, oh no, now you're attacking this guy, and it's like, oh please don't.
Yep.
So that can be a little frustrating.
I constantly find myself having to click in on the lock-on button to see if there's any enemies left in the screen.
Yep. Near like at the end of the fight. Yeah.
I
Which
had
is
a
kind of
weird
cool because of how seamless it goes in and out of fights.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that aspect of it. But I had a weird issue with it on chapter 2, like when you're in the city before you hop on the train. I got in a fight that never ended. So I was running around town. No one was attacking me. No one was nearby me, but there were treasure chests I couldn't pick up. And there was just like all these things I couldn't do. And I think I skipped the cutscene and everything. And it was just like this weird mess of like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, weird.
I didn't get an issue like that either. So
Yeah, no, that happened. And you know where you go into the area, the fountain area,
Like the
where
town
there's all those
square
guards
or
there.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't chase after that the one character that you were supposed to at the time, but it was still telling me to go find them. So when I ran back after I got in the first fight that was there, it never got out of fight mode. So it was like I would find treasure chests and it wouldn't let me pick them up, but it was letting me run.
That is
it was
super
really
weird that it's letting
confusing.
you run. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you can't run in a fight.
Which is annoying too, especially considering like that airburner fight where they have like you need to run. Like, oh, I can't.
Weird.
There's a lot of weird little things that are just ticking me off about it.
There's weird technical things for sure. Like, I know it's not a bug, but I fucking hate being hit out of a cast and then losing both the MP and the ATB for it.
So many times.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair,
if you're using-
though.
if
Like,
you're using
that's how it would
Cure,
work in
though.
like a Dark Souls game, right?
No.
Yeah,
You
you would definitely have. There's definitely animation.
You would definitely
priority,
not lose the resource if you didn't cast it.
Well, if you like go to drink Estus and get hit,
Then the Estus heals you and you take a hit. That's fair.
right?
You don't
it's
take
like
you don't take
simultaneous.
more
You
damage.
don't just lose
Yeah.
that attempt to cure and then run around
Yeah.
waiting for your ATB gauge to fill.
Right.
dodging
I-
stuff.
I
The
just
weird
don't
thing is
want it
too,
to
like,
take
if-
the ATB more than anything. I don't care about being hit out of it.
Like if it
But
got
the-
interrupted, just don't punish you. I guess.
But
yeah.
it's only certain things that do it. Like I've gotten knocked out of like special abilities and then gotten right back up and ability activated.
Yeah.
But like Cure,
I don't know
Like,
why
no.
though. I don't know what takes
it
precedence.
seems
in
really
that.
selective.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
that's
weird.
True.
Maybe like restorative stuff, it just always happens, but it's the attacks that get canceled. I don't know.
Maybe it's just like a fuck you, and they know you really need that restorative one, so they're gonna do it for those.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been one or two fights where I'm just kind of panicked running around waiting for time to refill because I'm toast otherwise.
Yeah,
and
because you
it's-
can't go in there to like attack, get it up.
I can't use an item. I can't attack to charge it faster, so it's just
Yep.
really crossing my fingers. But
What's your guys' summon go-tos if you have more than one currently? Ifrit's great. I still use them. For what
Ifrit's
it's
real
worth.
good. I think right now I think I have Ifrit, Chocobo Mog, Cactar, and Chocobo Kid.
Okay.
Wow, you have so
pre-ordered?
many. How am I missing all these?
I got the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So I have Ifrit. I have.
You missed
yeah,
the Chocobo
Kid.
Yeah.
I don't have Cactar.
No, that's a deluxe
Yeah.
edition.
Okay, and I just got Shiva.
we also got the deluxe, but Brittany's got the codes, like they're on her account, so I don't get that stuff.
okay.
We weren't sure if it would show up or not, and it didn't. So
weird.
I only have 3. Is it spoilers to say the third one? It's ice related. I just got it.
I already said it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say, well, she's definitely in the game, so let's be real.
Yeah. I just got that, but I haven't really gotten into a fight that warrants it yet. So I
That
haven't
fight
seen
was
that.
real difficult. Holy shit.
The
Well,
first
that,
time
that
I did
was
that
one of the
fight-
ones. Yeah.
The first time I
Right.
did that fight, I swear she must have had like 1 health left, and and she hit me, and it was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That
And then it took me,
diamond
like,
dust,
3 more
man. Every
times.
time.
But on that last one, I was just like, oh, I was attacking so strong, so fast. I wasn't letting her breathe, and I destroyed her. And I was like, that is right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
really good.
I'm happy with it. In the background of all of playing anything, I'm playing like Animal Crossing every day.
Yes, so am I. I've also been
Same.
playing Animal
I'm
Crossing.
doing that right now.
I thought you
Okay.
beat it, John. You were all done.
Yeah, but then I bought turnips, and now my friend's got an island with 640 for their turnip price. So
Nice. We've been hoping for a big windfall like that, but it hasn't happened. Like marginal profits on the turnips, but the biggest money boon has been tarantulas.
Sure.
Like,
yeah,
doing
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Did you guys do? I guess first let's just kind of do them in order. Like, how did you find Egg Day? now that it's free.
I wasted so
Better.
much
The
time
game-
on
the game is
Egg
better.
Day. Oh my god. I should have just sold my leftover eggs.
I did
Instead,
that.
I crafted them into baskets because I thought they were worth more money.
No, it was like the dress or something is the way to go, right?
Oh,
The
okay.
dress was
It's
like
based literally on
7,000 bells.
It's based literally on how many of a material it needs.
Okay.
It doubles the cost of the material being sold, apparently. So yeah, like any of the
Okay.
dress or the hat are both worth 7,000 bells.
I should have done that. I should have checked that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
well. I'm glad it's over. That day after was so great when I
Yeah.
like hit a rock and was just like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, resources.
Yeah,
This is
or when
great.
you like you bring up a going for a fossil and it's a fossil every time.
Every time you're just happy you found it immediately.
Yeah.
And oh, it's a balloon. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That event I went from like, oh sweet, new Animal Crossing stuff, because it started on like new like spring day or whatever. So
yeah.
there was tons of new stuff, and I was like, this is there's so much more stuff to do right now. And then it was just like 3 days later, I hate everything. I hate this game. I hate this stupid rabbit.
I stayed up super late that night, so I was doing because CJ was there, so I was like fishing all night, and then it was like, oh, the first April stuff is starting to happen at 5 a.m. There's like new fish and new bugs and everything, and then 3 hours later, the bunny arrives, and now suddenly everything. I was like, oh no, what's happening? Every time I go fishing, it's a water egg.
all these new fish, they're gone. They're replaced with eggs.
Yeah, so. Should they patch that next year? Like just kind of tone it down?
You're like what that'll be like.
Or they need new items or something, because it's
Yeah.
like, no, I did all this last year and I'm fine. I don't need more egg outfits that I'm not gonna make. Like I just didn't care.
Well, so similarly, and this is the next thing I was gonna get to, is did you guys do the fishing tournament?
Yeah.
I booted up the game with about 20 minutes left.
Oh, okay. I definitely like got some friends to come to my island and we grinded through it and I got everything.
What was your best point score?
As a group or as like myself?
Oh, I didn't know you could group up.
So when you group
as
up, you
yourself.
get not only a solo bonus, you get a group bonus, and they give you everyone's fish total together. So every round we were racking in like 22 points.
Okay.
Jeez.
But do you remember your individual point score?
Individual, I think maybe like 8 with bait. Like, and I had like one set of bait, and then after that I was like, I'm not gonna just make a bunch of bait.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I did one bait. I think I got 9.
yeah.
And then it was just, oh, whatever. I'll just run around and get 6 or 7 and accrue points that way. I don't know how many of the items I got out of the total, but I got like 5 or 6 prizes.
There's 13 individual items.
Okay.
After which he gives you repeats. They could be in different colors. It's just random. You need 300 points to get everything. So after I got 13 items, I just stopped redeeming points because I didn't need duplicates. But I got all the trophies. And the points they carry over to the next tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's just the same prize pool. So basically, if you got them all, you don't need to worry next tournament.
Well, so what I am worrying about is it going to be new prizes, or should I just never fish again in the tournaments because I'm done?
Well, I guess you could still
Like,
sell
I'm
at the
hoping
higher
there's
rate.
new stuff that I have these points rolled over for.
Wait, so John, you have the maximum house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I paid off for a while.
3 rooms right now. I'm assuming there's a basement and an attic.
Yes. You get 5 extra rooms, basically.
Okay. But I don't know. Generally, it came at a great time for maximum
for
gaming.
society. For society,
Yeah.
it did.
Just chilling out. It is. It's hitting the spot for the most part. And I kind of like. There's a bit of a challenge with the tarantulas. Like you get one chance. It kind of is sort of gameplay. I don't know. Like for how those usually go.
It is interesting how it's just like you have to learn how to deal with them, and apparently they're just going to get replaced with scorpions in a month for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you don't get poisoned. You just pass out because you're so scared. I think is the.
No, I think they bite you is implied, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah. So having fun with that, and then
14.5 million bells in the bank. Hell yeah.
Whoa.
To what end though? Haven't you paid it for everything?
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna keep that in the
Buy
bank and get
everything.
interest and buy everything that I want,
Okay.
Cool.
and or share with friends.
Just
I
rain
haven't
money on
really-
your friends.
I've only visited Friends Island one time, and we had like 3 disconnects. Like it was
weird.
just like
Disconnects happen a lot. It is frustrating.
Like the first time, it was like nothing I did happened. So it was just every item he gave me, just no.
Yep.
All this like fruit I picked, no. And then we did it again, and I think what happened was his Switch died, and in that case, I did get to keep everything. Like his
weird.
battery died, and it kicked me out, but I still had oranges and whatever bamboo.
Weird.
So
Well, that is weird because I would assume that should have reset it. I thought any kind of disruption, it just resets it back to
Yeah.
its save before you
Like
left.
I had different issues happen, but one time it worked out. So just like, okay, I'm not going to risk that. I'm glad I got the stuff. Great.
I've had no disconnect issues.
Have you been doing a lot of island hopping or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're real lucky then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, one fruit I don't have is apples.
You don't have apples at all?
Come through, man. I got apples.
Okay. I'll do I have to open the gate, or I guess I just have to message you? But
Yeah, they gotta come there or come back. Either way, one of the two will lead there.
Yep.
Okay. And brief. I've been playing a lot of fake basketball because there's no real basketball. So NBA 2K20 continues. I can get into details or just not, and we can just move on to the next person.
Either way, it's up to you.
Okay. The only thing I'll say is I just up the difficulty to superstar because it was getting stupid with how easy everything was. I was enjoying it for a while, but yeah, it was getting a bit silly. So yeah, I'm gonna actually try to play a little challenging gameplay now. And that I'll leave it at that. Let's move down the table. To Sean, I think you're the only one who had a unique game on the list.
Unique game. Okay. I should say. I played through all of Journey to the Savage Planet. Go ahead.
I'm thinking of Twisted Shadow Planet. Never mind. I don't know what this is.
I was thinking of Journey at first. I'm like, really? Okay.
This is neither of those games. This is Metroid Prime.
What?
Just straight up. You are going around space alien planets, scanning everything, and there's some combat, but it is primarily you are scanning stuff.
Whoa. Paul, you got to check this out. They made a game for you.
Great.
Man,
I actually really am enjoying this. They added this to Game Pass last week, so I jumped in. It has co-op, which is really great. Also, one of the funniest games I've played in a long time. They straight up just have like Tim and Eric style videos just in your spaceship. Yeah. Every time you like die and respawn in your spaceship or start the game, one of their random like playlist of videos will just start, and now you get to watch a weird like infomercial about an alien like sex hotline, but all the aliens are just big blobs, so it's like 1-800-HOT-BLOB, and you get to watch this commercial.
Are they like animations or like puppet shows? What is the live action?
Kind of both. Live action as well is definitely there. Live action, yeah. It's a mix of all of it. This was quite surprising. The narration, because there's like a robot lady talking to you as you're doing stuff. She's super funny. We're playing co-op, so every now and then, like my co-op buddy will like die, and then she says like, your partner just died. This is why I like you better. Just silly stuff like that. There was a joke in there about like how you should vaccinate your kids, and the robot lady get angry. She's like, it just makes sense. Which was very good. One of the first times you get like a health upgrade, she's like, we've replaced all your bones with rock hard tumors. So that was really good. It's like I said, it is actually one of the funniest games I've played in a while here. And it's also kind of like more my speed, or maybe more what I would have wanted from like No Man's Sky. If you take out the like procedurally generated, there's a bajillion planets. Kind of the like going around an alien planet. There's weird colored grass and weird creatures. You're scanning them. Combat's not like a super focus, but it is there if you want to engage in it. Savage Planet, you kind of do need to engage in the combat a bit more because there are like bosses that gate some of the other planets from you. But you're just finding resources and then going back to your ship and buying the double jump so that you can go back to different areas and get more resources so you can buy the hook shot so you can find more resources. And like I said, it is Metroid Prime.
Okay.
This is the next Metroid Prime game. You're looking for Metroid Prime 4. It's Journey to the Savage Planet.
Sounds a lot goofier and funnier. That like Metroid's really dry.
Sure,
I
yeah.
like it.
It is definitely goofier and funnier.
Okay.
Than
Is the
Metroid.
combat like that kind of lock on and you're just jumping over attacks and that kind of?
No, the combat's probably the weakest part. It is just you're shooting your blaster pistol at the enemies.
Okay.
You do have a short dash. You can dash to the side to dodge them, and that's kind of like your primary thing because there's a lot of enemies that'll like charge at you, and then you need to get up behind them. You're kind of just a slow moving character, so like I said, that's why the combat's not great. But the game's main focus is not the combat outside of like the 4 boss fights.
Okay.
It is mostly just traversal going around. You have a really cool, like you have a hook shot that'll like bring you to the thing you're hooking to, and then you'll like be stuck on that wall, so you can kind of scale walls. There's also like a zip line mechanic where you'll just like slide along all these like rails, and then they'll fling you around. I actually like super recommend it. This was a really like nice surprise out of nowhere.
Not especially long, or is there speed run incentive?
So
that's also a Metroid thing I associate. Like, you know,
it's now there is a speed run. Yeah, like there even is like an achievement for beating it under 4 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever. There's also a what do they call it? New game minus, old game minus.
What?
That's what they call it. Which I haven't looked too much into, but it just seems to be a harder version of the game where you don't have infinite lives. And you find and like Doom Eternal, actually, you find extra lives just around the area. So then you are safely allowed to die if you need to. I haven't done any of that. I'm just playing through the main game. I did beat it. And I'm just kind of searching and trying to like, I don't know if I'm going to 100% it, but I'm looking for more stuff now that I have more abilities. Like I just got the triple jump, for example. There's a quadruple jump in there, so that's pretty great. And then yesterday, they came out with DLC. I'm assuming this was probably to coincide with it coming on Game Pass, as they wanted to get a whole bunch of people in there in time for some DLC to come out. And the DLC is a whole new area, so I picked that up immediately. It was like $8 for the new area because I am totally jonesing on this game. So I'm going to play some more of that as well. Yeah. Again, that's Journey to the Savage Planet. It's on Game Pass. I highly recommend checking this out.
Okay.
That looks like everything that we played. So let's do some news.
All right, what happened this week?
All right, we got a bit more PS5 release news. Kind of some weird stuff. Bloomberg spoke to a few, or got a few reports in talking that they are aiming to have the PS5 come out this year, but there won't be anywhere near as many units as they had for the PS4 launch.
Okay.
However, they're citing this specifically not because of coronavirus and because the parts for the PS5 are just more expensive and harder to like manufacture and get.
Okay.
Which, I mean, the coronavirus would have been like the obvious, like that makes sense, but
Like just supply lines and
yeah, things getting shut down
being
and
closed
whatnot.
and yeah,
but apparently, like the PS5 production isn't planned to start until June anyway, so it is not because of coronavirus at the moment. Who knows if that'll change?
Okay.
What is with the weird uncertainty around the system? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't it seem like they don't have their things together right now? I like coronavirus aside.
I was going to say, well, with coronavirus, I think everything is in a weird kind of uncertainty.
Disarray.
Yeah.
But the
I feel
ducks
like
aren't in a row.
it does seem weird, like they just revealed the controller first.
Well, so
'Cause I-
actually, to touch on that, they have said that coronavirus has, however, impacted their PR plans, including their DualSense reveal. So that's why that kind of just popped out of nowhere. I guess originally, in a perfect world, they were going to have a bigger event for that. I will agree with you, though. Compared to like Xbox, they seem to be kind of not as like presenting this as nicely as we're getting with the Series X. Like we're getting like big reveals, big events around that thing, in my opinion. They're confident on their launch games already, so I guess they kind of have that set up already. And some devs that are close to Sony are expecting the price to be $5 to $5.50.
US?
US.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's it's up
So that's
there
basically
again.
what the Xbox One X is now.
Okay.
Well, actually, I've been seeing Xbox One X's down here on sale for $300 pretty consistently now. Pretty easy to get yourself an X, which makes sense because they're about to launch the new console in like 6 months or whatever it is. Yeah, so there's the little bit of PS5 news.
Okay.
Crisis Remastered has been announced. I guess this was like the first time the Crisis Twitter account had tweeted in 3 years.
Good thing they kept it.
Crisis
I guess.
3.
Yeah. It's the first Crisis. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. This summer, as well as PC. I'm assuming next gen console. I'm assuming everything that's getting announced at this point is also coming to next gen consoles.
I wonder if this is like just tuned up. Like, wasn't there a 360 port of Crisis?
All of the Crises, I believe, are on 360.
Okay.
Like it was that generation.
Yeah. I never really played it. Like, I knew it was a graphics beast, but was it a good game?
It was fun. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right from what I heard.
The problem is that shooters have kind of changed, and there's been better ones since. So I don't know who cares about Crisis anymore.
Well, Crisis Warhead, I remember hearing that was better. Is that part of this?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of Crisis Warhead.
I think it's kind of like a DLC or like an expansion pack.
I'm assuming that would have been included, but this press release I'm looking at does not
really
mention
doesn't.
it.
Yeah, okay.
It probably
I hope
is.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all this content exists already, so
right.
Put together the best package you can, but
Crisis Remastered is being co-developed by Saber Interactive, that worked on the Witcher 3 Switch port. So hopefully the Switch port will be fine.
Okay.
All right, and kind of offbeat news. Jason Schreier, we've mentioned him a lot as the guy with the best scoops, it seems like, when it comes to the video games. Over at Kotaku, has announced that he is leaving. Tomorrow, Friday, will be his last day there after a little over 8 years. He specifically, much like everyone who's leaving Kotaku, points out it's because of the weird management takeover thing, loss of Deadspin, all that that happened last year, I believe, late last year.
October, I think he says. Yeah,
October. I just opened it up.
Yeah.
He has a few other ventures he's talked a bit about. One is he's going to be continuing games journalism at a brand new outlet. No idea what that could be at the moment. He's also starting up a podcast on the Max Fun Network, which you will know as the network my brother and me is on. With two other people who previously were at Kotaku as well. So you can hear him chat in a podcast capacity. But good luck to that guy. I'm glad to hear he's staying in games since, again, he was like one of the best.
Yeah, he's also working on his second book, I guess. So which is great because I liked Blood, Sweat, and Pixels a lot. That was a lot of interesting stories. It was kind of like some of his best stuff on Kotaku was like looking into the behind the scenes development of like troubled projects.
Yep.
And it was like a big compilation of those. So if it's more stuff like that, that's exciting.
I would assume so, because that's what he was doing recently. He did all the stuff with Rockstar. I know recently he just put out another article about how Rockstar's apparently gotten a lot better.
Okay.
Since the big outing.
Yeah. Since was it Red Dead 1 or what was like the big scandalous one?
Well, I know 2 was pretty crunch focused recently. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a big thing that blew up a couple years back. So. I'm assuming
but,
Red Dead 1 also had a lot of crunch.
Yeah. Remember that. But yeah. He was I don't know what this means for like the Kotaku as a voice, really. Like all the best people are leaving.
All I know still at Kotaku is Steven Totillo at this point, because he runs that site.
For some reason, I thought Totilo had left. I didn't even realize that.
No, he's like the head of it. And it sounds like he does like a shit ton to keep that thing alive and keep it like it is.
Wasn't all of this hobbled by that like Hulk Hogan lawsuit?
Yes. The
Right,
Hulk Hogan
that
lawsuit,
was
and they
the
got
big
bought out by
management
another
change.
company.
Yeah.
Because I watched that documentary and it's just like, wait a minute, what are the implications of this? And then it's still collapsing. So okay.
It would be
the whole
weird not
doctor
having
thing.
Kotaku around, but it does not seem long for this world.
Yeah. Doesn't look good.
All right, Mike Bithell, who you'll know as the developer of like Thomas Was Alone, John Wick Hex, several other stuff. Today released a series of audiobooks called North Star Rising, which they're basically podcasts. That are just highly edited audiobooks. It's a 6-part series. It's a sci-fi storytelling kind of venture that he has put out online for free. I haven't looked into it myself, but I like that guy's writing. If this is more of the writing, I'll probably check this out. But yeah, then maybe this is worth a look. Again, that's called North Star Rising.
Does it have a cast? Like, is it him reading it, or
it has a cast? Yeah, it has several voice actors. No one I had heard of. I can tell you the music is by Austin.
Okay.
There's a name I've heard of. But it does have a voice cast of people.
And all 6 parts are out, or is it like they're being released?
I believe all 6 parts are currently out.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. North Star.
Nope, only episode 1 is currently out. But it will be 6 episodes. Season 1, episode 1. So I guess they're going to do this ongoing.
Okay. I like Thomas Was Alone, but that was a while ago. But
yeah, I mean, I've liked his more recent stuff. I haven't played John Wick Hex yet, but I liked both the Subsurface games on the Switch. Those were cool. So, what else we got? Nintendo Switch had new firmware last week. Firmware 10 or 10.0.0 for what it's worth. The big kind of news about here is they added button remapping.
Oh,
It's a weird addition suddenly.
No, that's great. Like that thing needed that. That it had no form of that whatsoever. So you can button remap on the system level for your Joy-Con. You can also just straight up disable buttons, which I might do anytime I hand a second player the controller, and I might disable the screenshot button.
I have to tell my wife about this. She was jumping between Link's Awakening and Animal Crossing, and the map button is different. And it was just like, why are you pausing? It's like, oh, I was just playing sort of game. It's like, okay, so this will be great.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling.
There you go. Congrats. There you go.
This is about also hinting to a new model that Sonny mentioned.
I think if I remember correctly, it was something about a second screen. I didn't look quite into it. I kind of focused on the button mapping part, and I didn't hear a huge thing being talked about that one. You can also transfer downloadable software, update data, and DLC from the system memory to an SD card now. I don't know about the new model.
Weird.
Continuing on, new XCOM game. Anyone excited for new XCOM?
It looked real cool, actually.
And it's like $10 or something. Like it's
$10
stupid cheap.
It's coming April 24th. It's called XCOM Chimera Squad. It'll be standalone release. I believe if you purchase it before May something, you get it for $10. Otherwise, it'll be $20. So they're just doing a 50% off launch discount.
Okay.
And I can't see in this article where that date is, but I'm pretty sure it was May.
What platforms was it?
This is on PC.
Yeah, I think it's PC Steam only.
Right
now,
Oh,
at least.
okay.
And I thought it was the end of April, wasn't it?
It's
Like
coming April
24th?
24th. I'm
Yeah,
just
it
trying to
comes out
see
next week.
when the discount is. But that's pretty great. Just a $10 XCOM game out of nowhere. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Again,
Very
that's
cool.
a XCOM Chimera Squad. And to finish up with some sad news,
Oh no.
the voice actor of Peppy from Star Fox, as well as Andros,
And Soldier
Rick
from TF2.
May. Oh yeah, Soldier from TF2 passed away due to coronavirus. So, yes, the guy that said do a barrel roll has passed away.
Yeah. Tragic week in gaming.
For sure. I'm noticing this picture in this article is from that more recent Star Fox that I never played. What was that called again? Guard?
Zero? Oh, Guard is the
Zero is the Wii U one.
Oh,
Or
what's
do you
what's
mean
Star
the
Fox
GameCube
Guard
one?
then?
It was packaged
Starbucks?
with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Guard's the one with Slippy and his dad.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And you're protecting towers with drones.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I wish that was better, but Star Fox Zero. Yeah. I mostly heard about this via the TF2 community, so I wasn't sure who he was, and then I was like, "Oh, it's Peppy,
Yep.
dude! He was in my squad." So, it hit home later, but yeah.
All right, let's do some questions. If you want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first one from Suku. How do you feel about scalpers? In this time of turmoil, the Animal Crossing Switch is already selling for $650 and a regular Switch is $500. It's nothing essential to living, but it always bothers me that we, as a society, reward this sort of behavior, willingly paying the increased prices just for convenience that the sellers themselves forced into existing.
It is pretty annoying, honestly.
It's annoying.
I feel like it's begrudgingly paying the higher prices, but yeah, the market inflates because it's conceited, I guess.
I don't
it's also
really
annoying
care
at
about
sports
this
games.
That's the thing. Time sensitive stuff bothers me. I don't really care about stuff like a Switch, because it's like if you want that and you didn't get it, like you're being taken advantage of. You could still buy a regular Switch. Like there's still an option for you.
Well, no, all Switches are definitely going up in price. That's what they said. They mentioned it in the question as well. In all scenarios, it is the consumer is being taken advantage of.
For sure.
Yep.
Like, should more onus be put on retailers to like be like, hey, you can't buy more than one or something? Like, is there legitimate reasons to buy more than one game console at a to? Yes. But they're rare.
Why would they care?
They're pretty damn
They're
rare.
a business that are making
money.
money. They don't give a shit. Why?
Businesses will not care at all.
Yeah.
But Nintendo,
and frankly, they
should.
Nintendo should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because I look at it with like the toilet paper stuff these days, and I'd say after the first like week or two of the panic buying, a lot of the stores around me straight up said like, you get a limit of one thing of toilet paper per person.
Yeah. And no refunds. I love that. I keep loving hearing about people that can't pay their rent because they hoarded toilet paper and they're not taking returns. I love that shit.
Like they were trying to cash in on the crisis.
Like,
and
you can't eat, you can't feed your family or pay rent, but you bought like 100 things of toilet paper. Okay.
You can't flip it. Yeah, no, I saw a video on Reddit of, I think it was like an Australian news report or whatever, and they were talking about I guess some kind of store down there. The manager was on being interviewed, and he said that some guy tried to return like 130 like six packs of toilet paper to him, as well as like 130 hand
sanitizer. Yeah,
he just gave him a finger and was like, no, not letting you return that.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. The annoying thing though is then that guy will go to like eBay or something and he'll sell that shit. He'll find somebody to buy it, I'm sure.
Well, I think that's like some of those sites have started cracking down on resellers.
Yeah.
Like it's
a number of them have.
So the game console, I mean, this happens like every launch or every holiday season too. It's just like a kind of shitty time to be doing it because everyone just wants to relax. Play that Animal Crossing.
I remember the Wii, this was really bad. People buying multiple and then just being like, yeah, that'll be like $800 if you want this for Christmas for your kid. Like, oh, well, I guess not. Then.
Yeah, but it does suck because like the minute like because the consumers, they don't make it any easier by them saying like, oh, I will give you $10 more if you give it to me, and then the next guy says, well, I'll give you $20 more, and that's how these numbers just keep going up. So it's kind of the snake eating its tail.
Sure, for sure. Rasterman says, Happy Easter. What are some of your least favorite Easter eggs in video games?
I feel like this is the easiest tee up to just be like, well, New Horizon.
Yep.
like they have the Easter eggs.
That is literal Easter eggs, yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to stretch my mind for like, wait, but what about like, I guess maybe the ones Rare was putting in their games that they couldn't finish. It was kind of annoying. Like you find the area in Banjo and it's like, oh, this is supposed to connect to something, but it can't. So there's no point to this.
Oh, okay.
But it's more just like, oh, well, and then they eventually made good on 360 and everything. So it's
I wouldn't really say that was the best good. Like they did the best they could.
Yeah.
Closure. But they made fun of that for years.
Is there cheese in Perfect Dark?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah. But it's harmless. Like it's not a big deal. You shoot the cheese and it bounces around, so that's fun.
Yeah, most of the Easter eggs I'm thinking of, I like enjoy. I can't really think of like a negative Easter egg where I was like, it made it bad that it was in this.
For some games where it's like, hey, you unlock.
You guys go ahead with me.
Like the concept art, like it's like, hey, you did this big challenge. Great, I got some concept art in like a sub menu. Like it's not really worth the effort.
Sure,
I disagree. I like concept art. I will look at that shit for a long time.
I didn't think anyone.
I love unlocking concept art. It's even better if it's like actually on a site or something though, where I can see it better.
Like it's not even in the game.
Yeah, because then it's like I have to set the game up if I want to look at it.
So okay, so here's the scenario I'm thinking of. You just went through like hard level. You did it blindfolded and without taking any damage, and they're like, "Congratulations, here's a URL."
Sure, but I mean,
and you're like,
just the plus.
Gobbling it up.
No, the plus. That's the plus. The fact that the journey of doing the hard thing is the reward in itself.
Well, it's like an achievement. It's like, oh, you did this dumb thing and it went bloop.
Yeah, but who cares about achievements?
I got caught big in achievements, so
I'm still in 2 achievements.
Yeah.
I'm trying. And then there were some games where you unlock like an avatar or something. Like I'm just thinking of Comic Jumper. Like you get this big dumb head.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, this is kind of cool.
I feel like this doesn't count as Easter eggs. These just sound like
these aren't Easter
rewards.
Eggs. These are like
in-game
unlocks.
rewards.
Yeah.
I feel like an Easter egg is like not exactly like a reference, but it's like something silly a dev put in here for you to find, I guess.
Oh,
I honestly
like
don't know
what head or whatever.
Yeah, like or I think of in like Singularity, you can find like Metroid and Lost.
Okay. I actually did have Raven's stuff written down as like a positive.
Yeah,
like,
well, again, that's why I'm having a hard time thinking.
Fuck it, I'm moving on to the next one. The next question is your favorite Easter eggs in video games. From Newfield.
Thank you.
Raven Software did some fine work. X-Men Origins Wolverine, I think the Hatch was in it.
The Hatch was in it. There was also a callback to World of Warcraft, I believe. There was the Lich King's sword in the snowy part.
And now they make Call of Duty maps.
Dude, speaking of Lost, Just Cause 2 had like a great Lost Island kind of moment where I was like flying my plane and suddenly it just starts crashing and then it's like, oh, you're on this crazy island. And like it just does that. It's like
okay. But it's not like a specific reference to Lost, though. It's just a similar thing.
I feel like on the island there might have been some more specific stuff, but it's also just a nutty, bizarre.
Sure,
like,
that was around the right time, so I could have seen it.
Yeah, 2010, I think.
We're on to good Easter eggs now, John, because we all agreed that like Easter eggs are usually fun, so least favorite is kind of a weird thing to answer.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Favorite Easter egg. I kind of like when Borderlands did like weird things like the Ninja Turtles and Minecraft things.
Sure. Yeah.
Ooh, in Cruising USA, when you hold the button down for like forever, and then the head is on the license plate printer. That was pretty good.
I don't remember that one.
How about when you held down the Z button when you started up a GameCube and it changed the noise?
That was really good.
Yo, did you know that if you hold down all 4 controllers, Z buttons, they have a different one?
It's a special
I did
one.
know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one's real good.
When was the last time like you could mess around with like the kind of the dashboards? Like because the PS2 one, the columns would change based on what you had saved on the memory card, right?
Yeah.
Which
How many
that's
different
cool as
times
well.
that have been saved and stuff like that.
Oh, actually, I just learned about one recently, and there was like a thread that popped up. It was when the Xbox 360 updated to the new Xbox experience, like that dashboard after Blades.
Yeah.
There was coming off of like the Xbox symbol in the corner, there was rings just kind of glowing off, and they would fade away from it.
Yeah.
Those rings were unique to everyone's specific console, like in relation to your serial number. And there was like a story about how someone actually used that to like figure out if this was stolen.
What?
Yeah, I came across a
crazy.
Twitter thread, like, I want to say this was like 3 weeks ago or something, about that. Blew my mind.
Wait, like it's like, wait a minute, those are my rings from my 360. You stole my console?
It was something like that. Like someone had like traded it in or something, and then like the police got involved or whatever. And I think that it was like a dev kit that kind of got traded in. So Microsoft was able to say like, oh, look at this.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact article, but
There's some unique digital signature. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah, I'm gonna look up that article.
I'm going to just ask the other question, or favorite games about Easter. All 3 of these were submitted by different people, but they all built on each other.
Okay.
Amazing.
Easter. Okay. I wrote down 2, and one's, well, they're both kind of a stretch. The Bible game. It's a trivia game for PS2. I'm sure it's got some Easter content. And Jazz Jackrabbit, because he's a rabbit.
I got mine. Easter Bunny's big day. Hell yeah.
What?
Oh,
You
man.
win.
I got it. I streamed this last week. My audience hated it.
It's a win-win.
It's so relevant. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to say one of my favorite Easter eggs is Mega Man X's Hadouken, because it's so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where it's a speedrun tactic for 100% to just use that, because it's so fucking good. I don't know any games about Easter, frankly. So
I can't think of any games about
There are
Easter.
very few. There are very few.
Like, yeah, I had rabbit-related games, or, scripture-related games.
Even like the holiday that would have the most would be Halloween, and I can still there's only like a handful.
Of Halloween-related DLC
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah.
Or just even DLC or games, I guess. Yeah, either.
yeah.
Events, I guess events are kind of the big thing, but even now I don't feel like they're like Easter related. Animal Crossing is, but like, Apex didn't do a Easter event. I don't know.
Not yet.
Did Fortnite have an Easter event?
Yeah.
Actually, I think they did. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Epic
Nathan.
creators of Jazz Jackrabbit, so...
Nathan,
That's true.
take the next one. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Let me use
I'll
my...
highlight it for you.
Okay. So this is from Boko. Since the holy quadrinity of games that are never coming out have all come out, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, and The Last Guardian, what games do you think will take their place, if any? The only one I can think of at the moment would be The Last of Us Part 2, but I feel like it may still come out fairly soon.
So
Oh,
the
that
holy
game's done. No,
Yeah,
that doesn't
I feel
count.
like that game does not count. Also,
it doesn't.
should Final Fantasy 15 be in that list?
No.
Well, I feel like Half-Life
15
Alyx
was
needs
notorious
to
for
be...
quite a while.
Half-Life Alyx maybe should be in that list.
No, the
even
fact
though
that
it's
Half-Life
technically-
3 isn't there is ridiculous. That's actually part of the quadrinity.
like the legendary development hell
Well,
situation.
they were giving games that were announced forever and did come out, so you can't do Half-Life 3, right?
I think
I see.
that 15 comes out of... What was that one? It was like 13 verses or whatever.
Yeah,
like-
I think so.
Yeah, it was
Like
versus
that
13
was
is what became
forever
15.
lingering. Like we had pre-orders
Yeah.
for that back when we worked
Okay,
video game
okay.
retail, and then all left that job, and then eventually that game came out. Like it's pretty good. in
Oh,
this
a couple
category.
people in chat. Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's a good
Sure,
one. That
that's
goes
a
on
good
the
one.
Oh,
list.
yeah.
Yeah. The
We're
one
all
I had,
for Last of Us not being on this list, right?
Well, because it's just that's pretty much done. I would imagine. It's
Yeah,
just
Last of Us isn't on this list at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of want to mention Bully 2 because it keeps coming up as like, oh yeah, Rockstar wants to make it, or people want it to be made, and the producers have said stuff, but I don't know that you can really say it exists in any way.
I feel like I haven't heard anyone say that Rockstar wants to make it, but I'll take your word for it.
You know, for me right now, Elder Scrolls 6. They showed a screen,
a logo.
They showed a logo.
True.
I don't think that thing exists, and the way they've been going, it might not. They've been doing real bad, so who knows? We'll see.
What are you talking about? They just put NPCs in Fallout 76.
Oh.
Yeah. Why did I get like a Steam message about Fallout 76 this week?
Because it's on Steam now.
NPCs in it.
We got it, and it's like, what?
Because it's on Steam now.
Okay.
It was only on the Bethesda launcher before.
I think Duke Nukem Forever should have been on the list.
It was on
Forever and then came out.
I feel like that was like the old. Well, would that have like? Oh yeah, I guess the same development hell period that encompassed Last Guardian, also Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah,
but that was kind of the previous generation's missing game. From
right, I'm saying it was on the previous list. It's not on like the current list, but it's on the previous.
I mean, we were talking about during the Savage Planet. The actual Metro Prime 4 kind of fell into a hole.
Sure.
Yeah.
With the like, we got to do this all over again. We need to not have these people make it. Sorry, like, it was just like, oh, okay.
You know what's weird about that game? I was looking into this. Is that developer, by the way, in Montreal? Just to point that out. Got bought by Stadia. That game is not on Stadia.
What?
So it's like, why are they spending their development efforts on something that can never be on Stadia?
I don't know if it's. I'm assuming it would come to Stadia, but I'm assuming there's just got to be some like publishing rights that didn't allow it to go on Stadia for a while or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of a funny thing.
I mean, didn't talk about Stadia in news because it's Stadia, but it's sort of kind of free right now.
Right. We talked about that last week.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it is free right now.
Yeah. So if you want to play Destiny 2,
SteamWorld Quest, I think that's the big win.
Right. That was the one that was like, oh, I haven't played that.
That game is very good. Any other games that should go on this list? Cyberpunk keeps getting pushed back.
But I feel like that's going to hit this year.
That's going to come out, yeah. I agree. I'm just... Skate 4?
No.
Like,
at this point, we know that's dead.
That goes on the Bully 2 list of like, was this real? I don't know. Like, people want it. That's all we can confirm. I want a Mario Golf on the Switch. No one has said anything about that. But
I'm at this point, I'm pretty sure that's in the works and coming out this year. I feel pretty confident since we got tennis like 2 years ago, year and a half.
Yeah, I've kind of just was like, does that exist? Like, have I just been spaced out? And I searched golf, and it was like, no, you don't have it. It's not.
Yeah,
real.
Mario. There hasn't been a Mario Golf since the 3DS one. So
okay.
John, why don't you take this next question?
Next one comes to us from VGC Kenny. If a game was about a 5 to a 7 out of 10 for you, but you still want to talk about it, would you tell other people to play the game?
No.
I mean, that would depend. Like, it would be usually like pretty selective. Like,
I try not to recommend games to people anymore in general, unless I think it's outstanding.
What about a weird short game, and the only reason it's 5 or 7 is because the story ends on a stupid note?
No, because it's still a luxury item that I don't think people...
That's a pretty fucking big jump for like this game was like a 9, and then the story sucks so much, or the ending sucks so much, I gave it a 5.
Well, like the only story
hated it that much.
Like it's not a $10 game. Well, maybe it is Heavy Rain, where it's like this is like well made, but then it goes like, whoa, what at the end? So maybe you don't like it anymore, kind of thing.
Sure.
Like David Cage games, maybe.
I don't know.
You should play this.
If you
it's
think
not
something's
good, but you got to play Beyond Two Souls, dude.
If you're thinking something's mediocre, I think it's really hard to. I don't know. I think it's weirdly morally bankrupt to be like, you need to play this. It's totally okay. like
it's selfish in a way because you just want to talk about
best.
it. Yeah.
John hit the nail on the head at the beginning. As that number goes down, the number of people you are going to recommend it to gets smaller. It becomes more selective. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Because it's going to be like the 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 game I could probably recommend to almost
To anybody,
right?
Sure.
Almost anybody. Granted, they are okay with that genre, right?
Sure.
But as it gets down, it's like, well, it's not good, but I know you really like, boring RPGs that are also racist or something.
Whoa.
So that's why it's a 1 to 10,
out.
but I know that's the bread and butter.
That took some directions I didn't expect.
So this game's for you, sir.
Thanks,
or
man.
you know what it is? Like I think because like there's definitely some games that are probably like a 5 out of 10 that I'm like, oh, I'm glad I played that.
Sure.
But I know it's not good, but it did something for me. Blah blah blah.
Now I'm obviously turning to like the deadly premonition question of like, is it good? Is it the greatest game or is it a bad game? Because like I loved playing it. It's rough all over the place. Like a certain select group of people should play it, especially with this new one coming out, like Origins or whatever. But big asterisk next to that. Like,
right.
No, I think you're totally right. That is a bad game, but when I type out bad, I highlight it and hit the italics button.
Yeah,
it's like a crummy movie that's like really funny, like camp value. But games so rarely get that correct.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, this is kind of just bad. It's
right.
Like I kind of was hoping for that for Murdered Soul Suspect.
Sure.
I thought that would be hilarious, and it's like, no,
it's just
this
bad.
is just a chore. I can't play this.
Yeah.
But I went at that game being like, well, I like Ghost Trick, and this kind of plays like
it's
a
like
bad
big
Ghost
budget
Trick.
Ghost Trick. So
yeah. That's like nowhere near as good. So like to me, it's like, yeah, you could recommend it on me because you said Ghost Trick, and it's like, okay. But like to a normie, I'm not going to be like to my Call of Duty bro, yo, you got to play some Murdered Soul Suspect. They're going to be like, don't talk to me ever again.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten in trouble with that with movies where I'm like, you got to check out this new Coen Brothers movie or whatever. It's like, that's such a bummer movie. Or Spring Breakers, I'm eating crow forever because I thought that movie was hilarious. And like,
sorry about that.
60-year-old coworker watched it and was just like, forever, like,
don't
last
talk to me
week
again.
Working there, just like, dude, Spring Breakers. Like,
I haven't talked to that guy in 8 years. He sits beside me. He's my desk mate.
I still get frowns because of Spring Breakers. It's like, okay.
Hey, I like Spring Breakers, but I know when to like, shut up when I'm talking about Spring Breakers.
Yeah. So I had to be more selective with my recommendations.
It's honestly not even his fault. I told that coworker that Nathan liked this movie when we were watching it and we made fun of him.
Oh man, can I flash back to the Easter eggs question? I actually have a bad one.
Okay.
That I wrote down.
All right.
Okay.
I missed it.
Which Easter eggs question?
Like, I think this counts. It's like a collectible. It's the thermoses in Alan Wake.
Okay.
You know? Because it's like distracting. It's not helpful.
Okay.
I don't
Aren't
know
those
if
just
that counts.
collectibles?
I mean, but you unlock stuff for getting them, so you kind of want to do them, but they're not
See,
fun.
when I think of like what are the Easter eggs in Alan Wake, I think when you find the TV and Sam Lake's on there and he does the Max Payne face. There's your
right, because that's great stuff. Yeah, okay. So stuff that references other stuff. I guess I was still thinking like, oh, this is like a bad feature in here or whatever. Like the pages are great, but then there's also just these distracting things peppered around.
Now I'm trying to figure out what is an Easter egg. Does it have to be a reference?
Like, is it a
Easter egg
secret?
or reference?
Like on a DVD menu, it's like, oh, you can select off the chapter menu here and click play, and then a deleted scene from UHF plays. Like it's an Easter egg.
I think it has to be hidden, right?
Has to be hidden.
I don't think
Okay.
collectibles really count in this.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't think I would do collectibles.
All right.
Collectibles are hidden by nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Like you kind of got to go off the beaten path to find them, but then when you find them, it's just kind of.
it's almost like they kind of have to like exist a little bit outside of the game.
Collectible range, even.
Or I was
there's
gonna
like a
say
meta.
of the game's like kind of narrative, like the they've made, right? Like it's like this clearly like shouldn't really be here tonally or thematically. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
I guess the Max Payne thing in Alan Wake totally is that's an Easter egg for people who know.
Yeah,
then-
exactly. Right.
Or Control has those for Alan Wake, and you go, ha! It's the thermos, actually. Great. And you're stoked about it in that context. But okay. All right. Never mind. We can move on to the next
And is
question.
it called an Easter egg because it's hidden? You know, like they hide eggs, like the rabbit hides eggs.
Right. I think I guess that's part of the fun is finding.
But like
it.
real life Easter eggs are collectible.
There you go.
Oh god.
So there's like
like,
a field full of these thermoses
So
instead of eggs.
The snake eating its own tail. Circle.
The Ouroboros.
Yeah, exactly. Is it my
Okay.
turn to read one? I'm just going to read one.
Okay.
Suku says, pick a movie. All but one of the actors are now played by Muppets. What do you choose?
Yeah,
I'll start us off. Fight Club. Edward Norton.
that's pretty good.
But not Tyler Durden. Like, so,
Yeah,
It's
and I
still
think
Brad
it's like,
Pitt.
and I think it's like a Muppet movie kind of twist, like they got in what was that second most recent Muppet movie, where he sings "Am I a Man or a Muppet" with Amy Adams and
oh, okay. Like the Jason. That's just. I think it's just called The Muppets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
couldn't
the
say
reboot
the
of it.
Muppets. Like I needed to. I couldn't remember what year it was. 2011, 2011, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Jason Segel. Yeah.
Okay, I got another one.
Yeah.
John Wick, Keanu Reeves.
No, that was already said in the Discord. Otherwise, I would have said it.
Oh, was it?
So
It
just a
was.
Muppet murdering everybody.
No.
The other way around.
Keanu Reeves is the human actor.
Only
Everyone
him.
else is the Muppet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh god damn it! The chat's taking good ones too. I can't look at people's suggestions because they're it with Tim
I
Curry
want
being the only one is really good.
I want RoboCop, but RoboCop is the only thing that's still
Yeah.
normal.
That's
Okay,
good, too.
sure. And that's similar to the kind of the John Wick vibe. Yeah.
So, okay, hear me out. Jurassic Park and Alan Grant is the only human that includes the dinosaurs are also Muppet dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure, yeah. Okay.
yes.
What about like Social Network, Jesse Eisenberg? So it's like Muppet Winklevoss twins.
It's pretty good.
I feel like the way Zuckerberg looks down on like everyone, that sort of works too. He just sees everybody as like stupid puppets.
Yeah.
He's the mastermind. And then Andrew Garfield smashing a laptop, but it's.
That's really
Muppet.
good. Yeah.
I just had No Country for Old Men, and the only human is Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So Javier Bardem is murdering people, but he's only murdering other Muppets. But then, he, like the tired sheriff investigating the case, is just like, oh, the world's gone crazy, and
Okay.
it's Muppets. But yeah.
I think I saw this from the Discord as well. Knives Out, Ana de Armas.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Well, you either go her or you go Daniel Craig, right? But I think a Daniel Craig Muppet is something I need
Yeah.
to now see before I die.
Agreed. Yep. For sure.
Specifically in that character.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is just such a good idea. You could make any movie again with
Oh, here's a good one from the
Muppets.
chat. 1960s Batman, but Burt Ward is the human. Just
That's pretty
sidekick
good.
to Muppet Batman. That's very good.
Yeah, that's really good. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna move us along. We could do this all night probably.
Yeah, this is a good question.
Lineback says, what's a game, console / handheld you've always wanted to try out its library but never been able to?
For me, it's Virtual Boy.
Yeah, Virtual Boy
But-
came to mind.
Just morbid curiosity. I know it's not going to be a fun time.
Yeah, that and CDI, just like all these like really weird bad things that are just kind of legendary.
Yeah.
Mm.
John,
know
you
if I-
probably
Th-
played
I was gonna say,
everything.
this is a very hard question for me to answer because I have all those things that you just listed.
Yeah.
3DO.
I do.
I mean,
Okay.
you technically could try out its library using emulation. That's why,
Also
like, I think
that, yeah.
Virtual Boy is kind of the go-to. But I've used a Virtual Boy, and it's a fucking awful time.
Well, yeah, okay. Then for John, I guess it's like a VR game, right?
Probably VR, yeah.
Because you
Dude,
don't have
I
actually-
tried a VR
Mhm.
and it's giving me a headache, and I've slammed my face into walls numerous times, so I don't know how I feel about it.
Mm.
I want to play Alex so bad. Half-Life Alex. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
the FOMO.
Dude, yes. I want it so bad. Also, Beat Saber. So, yeah, just VR in general.
Beat Saber's a lot of fun, yeah. Beat Saber's good.
Oh, the N-Gage, that's a good answer. There's no N-Gage emulator at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Is there any game that, like, there was an OK Splinter Cell, as I recall?
Retro Generation is the one game I can think of that was on the
Engage, that's worth anything?
but there was a mobile version of the game you could play actually. So
Okay.
or it's not mobile. It was a website based one. It was actually a really fun game. I think it was one of the best games on the N-Gage.
Okay. What a weird thing that was.
Mm-hmm.
There was like an Elder Scrolls on that, but who would play that? Like, why?
Tomb Raider, I was on that.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Tony Hawk's was on there. Yep.
Wasn't it
Sonic.
a vertical
There's a Sonic
screen?
game.
It's like you're playing in portrait.
No, it was rotatable. You could do it both ways.
Okay.
It depended on the game. It was kind of like the Wonder Swan in that aspect.
Nathan, you're up for the next question.
Okay. Okay, this is from Newtfield16. In lieu of the new Final Fantasy remake, my question is, was there ever a time where you were spoiled a big plot point to a game or accidentally spoiled it for someone else?
Yep.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. I know one of the final major plot points because Emil said he was almost done the game when we were on a trip. He brought a projector and the Wii to play it because we were doing something else with the Wii.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, I've only got a half hour of the game left," so I decided to just plug in headphones and just play. I think I was playing Resident Evil Revelations at the time on the 3DS, and then immediately a gigantic story spoiler happened. He was like, "Oh shit!" And then he had to play the game for another like 6 hours after that or something. He thought he was almost done, and then the game was like, "Ha!"
Ah, so a Japanese game. Okay.
Yes, exactly, a Japanese RPG.
Yep.
I mean,
Original Final Fantasy VII. A certain death just got told to me, just like in the hallway at school.
it happened to me too,
Oh.
but it was I loved how it happened though, because it was my friend's kid brother was like, "Oh, has the thing happened yet?" And my friend got like, "No," and then just that was like, "Oh, okay. Oh no. I think I know what's going to happen." Like, because it just kind of was that there was a spoiler to be had.
Sure.
Kind of
You got to put it together. Yeah.
of the scene as it was playing out. Because, like, yeah. So that happened for sure. I don't know if I've ever spoiled something inadvertently for somebody.
I'm sure
like,
we
maybe
all
on
have.
this
Talking on the internet will do
show.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if we, I don't know.
I try to be very careful with spoilers just because I know I really don't like getting spoiled. So I try to be really cognizant of that.
I kind of don't care. There was one that really got to me. I was playing Persona 4 and somebody just came in and told me the end and left.
That was one I was thinking of. That would be really detrimental. Because
Like I don't know what the fuck is up with like people who hate Persona, but they will always just come in and spoil shit.
Yep.
I remember when Persona 5 came out, someone made a Twitter bot just if you ever mentioned Persona at all, it just told you the ending of the game.
Yep.
Wow.
like, is it gatekeeping in some weird way?
It's
Just, like,
JRPG
you should
fans
have
are the
beaten
worst
it?
people on earth. They're
You
fucking
should beat it
terrible.
already.
Anti-gatekeeping. I think it's like trying to keep people like just like make sure no one has fun, basically.
Pretty
Weird.
much.
This is kind of, and again, I don't want to say what these spoilers are, but it is kind of an interesting conversation to have regarding Final Fantasy VII specifically. Of like,
Yeah.
I know there's some different stuff, but like, can I even say what was spoiled for me?
The
Because like,
23-year-old spoiler. Yeah.
Right, but it's like, well, it's
here's
new
the thing,
again.
like that event isn't even like in this game.
it's not in this one, but it could still happen in the story. It's a huge deal. For all we know, it could not happen. They seem to be kind of changing some stuff, right?
They could
that
play with
seems
it.
like a really big thing to change.
Yeah.
I would kind of be stoked if they did that. It's like parallel dimension Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, they did kind of say like originally that was the plan, so
Okay.
so who knows?
Yeah. We don't know.
I just keep hearing like the ending of this is bonkers crazy, and
I keep
don't
hearing that, and
remember-
I'm like, what the fuck did they do?
Exactly.
Like-
They must be messing with some stuff because getting out of Midgar was not some bonkers crazy thing in the original.
No.
There was
wasn't.
a cool moment in the Shinra building that gave me chills as like a 15-year-old or whatever, but I don't know if it would play big enough to be a finale. You know?
So I mean, I'm on the side of the fence of like I shouldn't say what that might not even be real spoiler is, even though it's 20 years old. But it's like, again, it is 20 years old.
Yeah. So like I actually know Newtfield specifically, who's asking this question, was spoiled like yesterday, and this is his first Final Fantasy ever. So he had no idea. That's why I know specifically this question hits home for him.
And there's tons of people that have never played any Final Fantasy. So like it definitely does count as a spoiler. So it kind of comes into this weird question of like, if a game is being remade or ported, is it like, oh, spoilers are back on? Like there's this weird sliding scale of when you can spoil a game about, oh, but if they're bringing it back, you can no longer spoil the game until this, you know,
there's a politeness window or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'd be fair. Now I'm looking at my Link's Awakening immediately. Is like, oh, the island's a dream. It's not real. Like, is that a spoiler? Because I heard that about the Game Boy game. I would have
said, yes, that's a spoiler. That game just came out last fall.
Right, but in the game, they tell you that so many times. I thought it would be a bigger deal, but like the owl just comes and is like, is this real? It's like, oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah, they do mention that. Did they do that in the Game Boy? Did they mention it?
I'd have to load up DX again to find out.
Yeah, they mentioned that. There's like the dialogue is verbatim from the game.
Okay. So I thought that was a bigger deal than it was, because that sounded crazy that the whole game is not real or whatever. But then it's like, no, it's that's the conceit of the game. It's like Majora's Mask about time travel. What? You spoiled it. Like, no, that's the intro. But yeah.
John, do you want to read this last question?
Last question comes to us from Gootangs. Do you limit yourself to playing X amount of games at once? For instance, I try not to be playing more than one RPG at once, as they are long and I'll get lost as where I am when switching games between the two, / if too much time has passed between them. Sometimes RPGs I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, yeah. Like, Final Fantasy VII is the RPG, like the big story game happening right now. Like, basketball and Animal Crossing are also happening, but they don't have any narrative hooks.
It's like they can't be too similar. I don't want to play two of the same kind of games. And I mentioned this back when Doom came out, and it was like, it's kind of really nice with Animal Crossing because those are on like the opposite ends of each other, so they don't kind of step on each other's toes in any way.
Sure.
It's like, hey, a new Harvest Moon came out the same weekend. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it would be insane.
But like, I definitely know with some shooters, I'm trying to think what it was recently. I think it was Doom Eternal, and I was playing through the Borderlands 3 DLC. Like I kept getting the controls wrong. Like I kept like doing the flame belch when in Borderlands that's swap gun, and it's just like, oh damn it, what am I doing?
There was that infamous holiday season where like EA released Battlefield 1, then Titanfall 2, and then Call of Duty came out. So it's just like, you guys are paving over like the same space. That's not like...
That's why Titanfall 2 was a failure.
Yeah. Like, it's like, you don't want to do that because those are basically the same game. But if a cool racing game came the same day, like, that's fine. Like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, true.
So I guess back to the original, do you guys have like a limit? Like where you say, no, I got to finish some stuff before I start a new thing?
I try to.
Like, if it's a story game, it's like, I'll do one story invested game at a time. But the only like counter to that would be like, for a while, virtual novel. It's like, oh, I can handle this as like a separate story. As like, oh, I'm going to bed, I'll play some 999 or something. Like,
Sure.
it's different enough.
It is different. Yeah, like I'm doing the Telltale Batman, the second season of that. And it's just kind of like, oh, I'm going to get to that every now and then. It is similar to like, I'm going to read a chapter of this book. Like, it almost doesn't even count.
Like, it's like you're not getting confused gameplay mechanics or anything. It's just, oh, I'm going to tap into this story for a bit. It's like we juggle several different TV shows at a time.
Yep.
So,
that's true. I can juggle a ton of TV shows, but games, I try not to juggle too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have an exact limit, but I think I want to say maybe around 4 or so, I kind of make a decision like, do I even want to keep playing that game? If yes, I'm going to finish that one before I start this. If no, I'm not going back to that game anymore, and this is the new slot. So there is kind of a limit to it, but something is ending with that previous game one way or the other.
Sure.
Like, Paul, I kind of want to ask, like, did you just finish off the Control DLC and then Resident Evil 3 came out, or were you juggling those at some point?
No.
Like, was there a break?
I played through Control in like a night, and then Resident Evil in another night. They were short enough that there wasn't... Like, I guess right now, Final Fantasy VII is all I've been playing every night, including, like...
That's the action.
I haven't even been playing, like, P-Cross. That's the game. So I usually do one if I'm, like, really invested until it's done.
Okay.
All right, that's going to do it for questions this week. If you want to send in questions next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What's your guys' game of the week?
NBA 2K20.
I had a lot of fun with it, but yeah, I think I got to go with Final Fantasy 7 as well.
Absolutely.
I got to go with 7, which sucks for Savage Planet because this is like probably the only week I play it really, but 7 is definitely the highlight there.
Yo, I got a 76-point game though, like right up there. Coming for.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's like
Okay,
fourth
nice.
highest ever.
Oh, way to go, man. If you're a Patreon subscriber, tonight is your last night to submit a game for our poll. Otherwise, please go vote in our poll tomorrow to decide what we are going to play through in May. And also, I did this on Twitter already, but I just wanted to say thank you to all our Patreon subscribers who are still subscribing even during these like weird times. In no way is our Patreon essential. But I don't think we've actually lost anyone, which is a shock to me. So if you're still chipping us a few bucks, like I understand how hard that could be in this time, and we definitely appreciate it. So I just wanted to say publicly on air, thank you for doing that. And thank you, Nathan, for joining us. What a nice surprise.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, always welcome, as you know. Maybe we should just do a spoiler cast on Final Fantasy VII at some point. What do you guys think?
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm not ready, but
I think we all got a ways to go otherwise.
I got a ways to
We've
go,
all
but,
played
like,
it before. Let's just talk about the old game.
That game's so
I didn't
fuzzy
finish the old one.
in my
Well,
memory.
well, then you got a
You
lot
could
of playing to
literally
do.
spoil. That's true. I'm thinking you guys could actually spoil a bunch of stuff that I don't know about. Maybe I don't.
All
want
right,
to be
let
on
me
this
talk.
spoiler
Let me
cast.
talk to you about Cosmo Canyon. All right.
Like that motorcycle guy is brand new, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That guy was crazy. He was great though, but he was crazy.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it. Thanks. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Later, everybody.